Welcome back to the Elusive Truth. Today, what we're going to be talking about is the Jonah Hill versus his girlfriend, ex-girlfriend situation that has recently risen up and become a prominent topic in the media. Now, if you go and you actually look at the text and you see what's being said, what's not being said, how the situation is unfolding and transpiring, what you'll notice very quickly is that Jonah Hill really did nothing wrong. I know the story is being painted as if he's some like misogynistic asshole who just hates women and just wants to see, wants to control women, wants to control his girlfriend. Wants to, just have a bit in her mouth, and you pull the reins on her whenever he wants to. But that's really not the case whatsoever. If you really look at the text messages, maybe I could put some screenshots here. You break them down, you see what's happening. The main thing that's happening is Jonah Hill is expressing boundaries. He is telling her what he wants and what he doesn't want. He's expressing things that make him uncomfortable in the relationship, things that make him question the relationship, things that make him just not want to be involved with her. At no point does he tell her, if you don't do this, I'm going to do this, or he doesn't send any sort of threats to her. He doesn't demean her in any way. He does nothing like that. He's delineating and illustrating in the conversation what he likes and what he doesn't like. And she is portraying him to be this just complete asshole who's trying to manipulate her and control her, and he hates women and he hates her. All these things that are just simply not true. Now, what's really messed up is that he had broken up with her after those texts got leaked, from what I understand. What she did was she held on to those texts, and she releases them 2 years later after he has a baby. He recently just has a baby with another woman, and she releases the text, which is incredibly disrespectful. I mean, it's just clout chasing at the end of the day is what she's doing. She's trying to shame him. She's trying to belittle him. She's trying to ruin his name also that she can get some clout out of the situation, which is honestly just childish. It's petulant. It's petty. It's reprehensible. It's everything terrible for her to release this right when he has his kid. And there's no reason she would be releasing this right when he has his kid, other than the fact that she's trying to get attention, and she's doing it by, trying to defame him and denigrate him. She's also, probably just was mad about this for a while, because I believe he did break up with her after those text messages 2 years ago. Now she's trying to get back at him, get some fame on her name, which is just disrespectful to the core. Jonah Hill did nothing wrong. If you really read the text messages, he's just delineating boundaries. And what you'll notice in society is that whenever a man expresses a boundary, whenever a man says he doesn't like something, he is viewed as controlling, he's viewed as manipulative, he's viewed as narcissistic. Whenever a woman says it, it's like, yeah, girl, you tell that man, you express your boundaries, girl, you live your best life, you show him what's up. Don't let a man walk all over you, right? But when a man does it, it's, he's controlling, he's an asshole. What if she doesn't like it? Then she can just break up with him and leave the relationship. From what I understand, I think she stayed in the relationship and he ended up breaking up with her. So it's just petty to the core. It's disrespectful. It really exposes a huge double standard in the world. I think many women now are even seeing like, this isn't really controlling. This isn't abuse. He's just saying what he likes and doesn't like, and what she's doing that's disrespectful. And, saying how much he doesn't like that. And she's completely overreacting and trying to paint him as this nefarious individual who just wants to destroy people and hates women, which is absolutely disrespectful, not true, and essentially just a lie to further her name and get back at Jonah, which is crazy. I will tell you where Jonah messed up. Where Jonah did mess up is he did not set the boundaries and illustrate the boundaries from the beginning. That is imperative. It is a must. It is essential. You have to, as a man, this is the lesson I want to end with. As a man, you have to set boundaries immediately with women. Within the first week, boundaries need to start getting set if anything serious is going to happen. Otherwise, you're going to end up in a situation like this where 2 years later, you're going to be expressing boundaries. She's not used to that. She doesn't know what's happening. She thinks you're an asshole. You have to understand, females are not used to being held accountable in any way, shape, or form from a man, typically. That a lot of that starts with her father. The father's either not there, or if he is there, he's just kind of this like loser who like is a second wife to the wife and doesn't delineate any sort of boundaries, doesn't set any sort of rules, doesn't hold any of his kids accountable. The wife runs the household. That usually never ends well. The girl's first boyfriend is a guy who's, usually going to be a yes man. Her first couple of boyfriends, the dude she's actually wants, she can't really get. Maybe she can hook up with him, but she can't hold him down because those dudes have better options. So the dudes she ends up with are oftentimes dudes that she can kind of control and boss around. And that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So a lot of girls never really get told no until they get told no, and then they freak out. They think you're a narcissist. They think you're an asshole. In reality, they just never got told no and never got held accountable for things. So when they're getting held accountable for something, they think that it's like an attack. They don't realize, no, you've just lived an incredibly one-sided life that is, very delusionally positive and detrimental because you've never heard the other side of the story, which is, no, you can't do this. No, I'm not okay with this. You've never really been held accountable or had anyone step across from you and say, I'm not okay with this, especially from a man. So the second this does happen, she thinks this is an attack. She thinks it's okay to flame him online, which is incredibly disrespectful. Also, as a man, again, you need to set those boundaries from week one. You have to. It is essential. You have to have boundaries. Once you have boundaries, then you have to set them. You need to have conversations. You need to have, difficult discourse, and you need to be able to tell her from the start what you want, what you don't want. It needs to be expressed through your actions and expressed through your words as well. Otherwise, you can end up in a situation like this, and I don't think anyone wants that. So as a man, you need to be able to express boundaries. You need to be able to set boundaries. You need to know deep down inside what you stand for, what your purpose is, where you're going, how you're going to get there, what you're going to allow into your life, and what you're not going to allow into your life, right? And that needs to be expressed through your actions and through your words, through conversations. Jonah Hill apparently clearly did not do that. Now he's in this sort of situation. And this is, this is kind of the dangers of being a famous guy like that, is you can have a woman do this to you, and it's disrespectful. You look like the bad guy even if you respond. It's terrible. But if he had expressed these boundaries and set them from week one, I bet this wouldn't be happening. So as a man, know your boundaries, set the boundaries. That's all. This is the Elusive Truth, and until next time.